Hey guys, I'm the Burke and I do things. And in today's video, I'm going to do my first ever makeup inventory roulette. So if you didn't see my inventory video, I'll post that up here. But basically, I'm going to let a number generator choose out all the makeup I used on my face today. I was very inspired to do this idea by Sarah Rose. She does inventory type videos on her channel, and she also does a monthly eyeshadow roulette series on her channel. So that's kind of where this inspiration comes from. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the number generators, write it all down. Then I'm going to pause, grab everything from my collection, and then I will put it on my face and hope it makes a cohesive look. I thought this would be a good way to utilize the makeup I have in my collection while having a little fun doing it at the same time. So if that is something you want to see, then keep on watching. Let's go. Okay, so the first couple of categories in my inventory are bronzers, blushes, highlights, and face palettes. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is do a number generator to see if I should choose singles or a face palette. So if I get a 1, I'm going to do individuals. If I get a 2, I'm going to do face palettes. So our first selection is 2. So I'm gonna pick a face palette, and I have 44 face palettes. So let's see. Okay, so our first selection is number 37. Okay, so that was actually a highlighter face palette. So I'm going to pick a single bronzer and a single blush for fun. Okay, so for bronzers, I have 31, and we got number 13. And then for blushes, I have 54, and I got number 5. Okay, the next category is eyeshadows. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the face powders and do 1 for an eyeshadow palette or 2 for single eyeshadows. And today we will be doing single eyeshadows. So the way I am going to do this is similar to my palette bingos, where I pick 5 single shades, and that's what we'll use today. All right, so I have a total of 773 single eyeshadows. So our first number is 649. Our next number is 399. Okay, off the top of my head, I think the first one was a glitter, and the second one I think is a shimmer. So let's see what... Okay, our next one is 236. Oh boy. Okay, I think we just got a very colorful shade, which is intimidating. Oh boy. All right, the next shade is number 593. Okay, I think this is a pretty one. Sorry, I'm being so like weird. I want to make sure I get everything written down, and then I promise we'll go over everything after. Okay, one more shade. I genuinely don't think we have a matte shadow yet, so 748 we got. And this one I'm not too sure about. Whew. Okay, let's do foundation. So for foundations, I have 62, and I got 41. Please be one I like. Interesting. Okay, for concealers, I have 27, and we got number 3. Interesting. Setting sprays. Okay, here we go. I have 40 setting sprays. Got number 11. Okay, so I have brow products as one general category, so depending on what we get, I might do a couple choices. So I have 56 total brow products. First product is number 50. Okay, so I did get a pencil. So I'm gonna do it one more time, and if I get a brow gel, I'll do the brow gel. If I don't get a brow gel, I won't use brow gel today. So I have number 37, which is another brow pencil, so we're not gonna do any brow gel today. Okie dokie. All right, eyeliners. I have 58 eyeliners, and I got number 43. Okay. Oh my God. All right, for face powders, I have 34. I got number 27. Whew, okay, that's a good one. All right, for face primers, I have 44. Got number 30. All right, so for lips, I have them broken into lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, and lip liners. So I think I'm gonna number them 1 through 4 and kind of see what we get first, and then kind of work off that. So 1 through 4. So I got number 1, which is lipsticks. So I feel like as long as it's a nude, I'll just stick with just a lipstick. So I have 61 lipsticks, and we got number 12. You know what? We're good with that. I'm good with just using that today. Okay, I think our last category is mascara. I have 36 mascaras, but only 10 of those are currently open. So just because I don't want more open, I'm only going to do 1 to 10 on this one. Maybe this is cheating, but oh well. And I got number 8. Okay. This is a lot. So I'm going to go gather everything and I will be back and wait until you see some of this stuff. Okay, I have everything sitting in front of me now. I still have no idea what I'm gonna do with the eyes, so that's gonna just be an experience. But I'm gonna start with the primer I chose. So the primer we will be using today is the Touch in Sol No Pore Blunt Priming Water. I don't really have many feelings on this primer. It literally is like water. It's one of those things where I got a mini of it and I'll definitely use the mini, but I have zero desire to go out and get a full size of it. And I don't think there's not much of a difference between this and the Prime Essence that we got in BoxyCharm. So okay, so for foundation, we got the foundation I was talking about in my Hauls Rediscovered video from February 2018, and that is the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation. I have this in the shade Light Ivory, which when it comes to shade matching isn't perfect. And I am going to use the little sponge they give you to at least start applying it. We got a very high coverage concealer, so I don't really know how this is going to work because this one doesn't give me a lot of coverage. I'm actually considering after I put this on to kind of go over it with a brush because I don't have great skin and this one doesn't give me what I need as far as coverage goes. Actually, it's doing better than I remember. But honestly, I feel like the amount of work it's taking me to keep dipping back into the cushion is taking longer than I like to take on foundation application. You know what? I think for now I'm going to say that that is good enough since we got a very opposite concealer. So, oh god, my hair is just doing all kind of things today. Like this one just like wants to be like out. Concealer. I got a brand new concealer to myself. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I just recently reviewed this on my channel and said that it is a little drying even for me. Even though it says it's a hydrating formula, I still think it's pretty drying, especially this time of year. My skin is like needing all the moisture it can get, which it's not getting from this. Also, this shade, Fair Rose, not my favorite shade match. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to really get it on my nose because the Wet n Wild cushion does not like to stay on my nose. Let's try blending that out. I'm going to use my e.l.f. sponge. This is the Total Face Sponge. It's my favorite. It's definitely helping with our cheek coverage we were lacking earlier. When it comes to under the eyes, I feel like it's a little too drying. See, I don't really like an extremely brightened under eye, and that's what this shade does. Which is why I typically would mix something in a little darker or use a not fully translucent setting powder, which, trust me, our setting powder we have today is translucent, so this should be interesting. I also feel like it's not blending in well with this foundation. Oh well, I guess is what we have to say. For setting powder, I actually landed on a backup that I have in my inventory, so I went with the one that is currently open, and that is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Like I said, we got a very translucent powder. So I'm gonna go in with this Morphe highlighting brush, set under the eyes and on the lids. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the full face. I'm gonna use this Aesthetica P12 brush, dust all over. And with that, I would say our base is done. So somehow I didn't choose a shade of like self-tanned foundation, so I really lucked out there. That was like one of the questions where I was like, if I pick a shade that I can only wear when I'm self-tan, do I self-tan for the video? Maybe. That's a level of commitment I could potentially have. All right, now I'm going to do my eyebrows. So like I said, when I was doing my version, I did not wind up with a brow gel, so we're only doing a brow pencil today, and we landed on a backup again. So I, again, used the one that's already open, and that is the Precisely My Brow in 3.5. One of my favorite brow pencils that is super pricey, but I have a backup because I bought a backup during the last Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale because they so rarely go on sale. I'm still like in my head trying to think about what the heck I'm gonna do about my eyeshadow. Eyebrows are done. Now I'm gonna do the eyeliner I chose, which is a green eyeliner. This came in a BoxyCharm. This is the Bodyography Emerald Pencil. And let me just do a swatch for you guys so you can see what this shade is like. I don't even know, is that green? That's more like a teal. It says emerald. To me, emerald is green. This actually might be more of a teal, which let's do it. I actually have no memory on the staying power of this pencil at all, so that will be a surprise, I suppose, today, if my eyes stay teal. It definitely is not the most pigmented. Like, I wouldn't say it requires a lot of pressure, but it's not a one swipe and done kind of pencil. All right, next I want to do bronzer. So for bronzer, I chose the Morphe bronzer in the shade Enemy. I think this was a point redemption I did with Ipsy. I'm gonna use the BH Cosmetics number 4 brush. So this is more of like a red toned bronzer. Oh, I went in too heavy-handed. It's okay, I'll even it out. So I don't wear red tone bronzers a lot, especially when I have no tan on. But I do like having at least one red tone bronzer in my collection because I don't hate them. I'd rather have a red tone than like super orangey, but I would say my biggest issue with this bronzer is like, it doesn't have the best blendability. So usually I put some on and then I take my powder brush and just diffuse it. It definitely could be worse. Now for blush, I got I guess we could technically call it a highlighter, but I consider it a blush. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Rose Gold. And I use this as a blush. I think it's so pretty. So I'm gonna use this Real Techniques number 102 brush. And it's just such a pretty shade. It's definitely a weird shade of blush with the greenish blue eyeliner, but it is what it is. I really do like that shade a lot. All right, and if you recall, I did get a highlighting face palette, and that is the Smashbox Spotlight palette, and this is the pearl one, and I like to mix these first two shades. So I'm gonna go back in with the highlighting brush we set under our eyes with, and I mix them together, and I highlight. It's so pretty. And now what I have been avoiding is the eyes. So similar to how I do my palette bingos, I'm going to swatch all 5 shades for you and kind of decide what we're doing together. So the first shade I chose was 649, which is a Santee Roll-On Sparkle. Does this even have a shade? I don't even think this has a shade. This is a product that I bought from Shop Miss A. I'm going to try really hard. Oh gosh, yeah. All right, it is literally a roll-on glitter. But I'm pulling more this way so you guys can see. So that's one. The second is from the Marc Jacobs Object of Desire palette. And it is the first eyeshadow, which is right here, which is actually one of the like butteriest shades I own. And this is sort of like more, so like, it's more of like a champagne-y shimmer. Then I got number 236, which is from the Celestial Thunder palette, and it is Mystic Ice. Of all 700 plus eyeshadows, I got this one. I actually don't like this shade. I don't think it performs well on the eyes, but oh god, and it stains too. I remember last time I used this shade, it stained my eyeballs. What I will say is it actually might work really well with the eyeliner, and I might just use it fully under the eyes for like that. Oh, I wish it wasn't staining me. All right, the fourth eyeshadow I picked was 593, and that is this Ace Beauté Glimmer Shadow in the shade Iced Latte. I actually really like this. Another BoxyCharm palette, actually. It's 2 BoxyCharm products in a row. But you know, like, it's, so far we have just that 1 matte and 3 shimmers. Very interesting. Then the last eyeshadow shade I chose is number 748, and that is actually a brand new palette I've never opened or used on my channel. So that was another little twist about these videos, is new products I haven't actually tried out yet could have been chosen, and we had one done. So this is from e.l.f., and this is our Everything Nice palette. This was a holiday palette that I bought on Black Friday. I don't even know if these are for sale anymore, which is kind of why I didn't ever wind up using it. Let me see. Oh, okay. It looks like it is still for sale on e.l.f.'s website for $10. Perfect. I honestly had been so nervous that since it was a holiday release, it wouldn't still be available. So we can play with it today and not feel guilty. Okay, so in this palette, I wound up with number 2, which is not matte. It's more like a satin, I guess we want to say. And that there. That's our eyeshadow palette we have to work with. But here is the new palette. I guess I can put this into my palettes that I am, you know, reviewing and testing out now, but I really like the e.l.f. eyeshadow formula, so I'm happy to have it. So my gut tells me to try to make this shade work in the crease. That's my gut speaking. I'm actually gonna use the Anastasia brush, and I'm gonna use the fluffy end with the shade from the e.l.f. palette. And we're gonna try to go in really lightly with it. I'm tapping it off before I go in because I really don't want a super deep crease. And another issue I have with a lot of the shades we got here, it's like a cool tone and warm tone mix, which again, as somebody who is not very creative, that's very hard for me to visualize. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Iced Latte shade from Ace Beauté and just use my finger and tap that all over the lid. These are very similar to ColourPop Super Shock shadows, however, they are a lot more expensive. Definitely my favorite product I have tried from Ace Beauté though. I definitely don't feel like those shades go together, but I'm going to take that light purple again and just blend a little more. I'm gonna take this is a Luxie 250 brush, and I really want to diffuse the edges. So there's nothing on this, just diffusing. Because now what I'm going to do is take this is the AOA E134 brush, and I'm gonna go into our Mystic Ice, and I'm gonna try really hard to go in super light under here and just blend it in with our current eyeliner we got going on, because I did not like the way this performed on the lid the last time I used it. And I feel like it looks really cohesive, at least with that eyeliner. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say I'm done with this palette for now. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with the purple shade, and I'm gonna take, this is a Sonia Kashuk angled brush, and I'm gonna go into that purple shade. And I'm gonna kind of make an artificial wing with it. But I'm only gonna bring it into about here because of my hooded eyes, it's really hard for me to bring eyeliner into this portion because it will transfer up. So I'm only gonna do the outer corner like that. It's like a lot of shimmer on the lid. Really wish we had a matte to work with. It's just a game. All right, like always, the left side has this like wrinkle that is not on my right side, and it's so much harder for me to figure out how to do eyeshadow over there. I'm just gonna blend this greenish blue shade up a little into that wing. Okay. Next, I'm going to take the roll-on glitter. And I'm not gonna roll it right onto my eye. I'm gonna take this is like a flat eyeshadow brush. This was from an Amazon brush set. And I'm gonna roll it onto this. I'm gonna tap it right there. Oh, that actually looks really cool. I don't know why I've never thought to do it this way. It just adds a tiny bit of glitter without needing to literally roll it all over my face. I still don't like the eye look. I don't think the colors go together. I think what I'm going to do, okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna take this is a Moda pointed liner brush, and I'm gonna go now into our Marc Jacobs shade. And first, I'm gonna start by putting it in the inner corner. And then I'm gonna do this thing I see Allie Glines do a lot, where she kind of drags it up and around. Okay, honestly, I don't think it's going to get much different than this with these shades. So I'm gonna say I'm happy where it is. Is it something I'd ever recreate? Absolutely not. I'm proud of myself for figuring it out. Okay, now to set the makeup in place, the setting spray that I chose is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I really do like this one. I would say The scent, it's a little intense on this. Yeah, fragrance is in the ingredient list. So I don't think it's something I would go out and purchase again, but I do like having it in my collection and I do intend to use the whole thing up. Now let's do eyeliner. So like I said, I had 10 open. So of the 10, I wound up choosing the Pure Fully Charged Mascara. This is my, I want to say my second tube of this that I have used, and I'm fairly certain that I have another one in my backups. As somebody who's very picky about her mascara, that's like a big deal for me to have a backup of it. I really like the way it makes my lashes look. And I like that, you know, in 2 coats, I feel like I can get a pretty decent look, which cannot be said for all of my mascaras. And I don't think I'm gonna do the lower lashes, just upper lashes today. But we are already at our last product, and it was a lipstick, if you recall. And it was a lipstick that was in my January favorites. What are the chances? So this is the CoverGirl Cream Lipstick in the shade Sultry Sienna. I, first of all, really like this. Second, had such a hard time linking it in that video. I think I wound up finding it at Walmart, but I definitely got this at Target and I couldn't find it on Target's website to link. So I truly hope that is not another product that is going out of stock. But there you have it. This is our finished look. I mean, given the fact that everything was completely random, it didn't turn out as horrible as it truly could have. So you'll have to let me know if you liked this video in the comments, because I had a lot of fun making it. Obviously, setting up the inventory and preparing for this video took Scott and I quite a couple of weeks because we could only do it in our spare time. But I had so much fun doing it. Let me know if you guys do these kind of videos on your channels. And yeah, that is it for this video. As usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!